G'day possums, welcome back to the lab. I have a Rode Wireless Go 2 here microphone here today, and it does not power up from its internal battery. It's either a dead battery or charge controller. So today I'm going to fix this faulty microphone. Enough talk, let's get started. We have our standard Rode Wireless Go 2 microphone set here, and that comes in a set of 3, and you have 2 microphones or 2 transmitters and then 1 receiver. And we can see our receiver's powered up and working fine. You can see this transmitter here is fine. We'll just tap it and you'll see that just go up and down. But this unit does not power up whatsoever. And this is the thing, you lose one of these, you have to replace the whole lot. And in America, these are worth, around that $300 mark. In Australia, New Zealand, they're worth about $400. So it's a lot of money. So hopefully we can get away with fixing this unit today for about $10 or $20 and get it all fixed up and bring the whole set back to life. So we'll move on with replacing the battery right now. As usual, my favourite toy, the Bosch heat gun. I'm just heating the top of the Rode Wireless Go 2 here. I'll set my temperature for about 90 degrees Celsius, so I'll get this nice and toasty warm and break any adhesive or sealant. And then we'll crack it open. We'll give it a little bit longer. Okay, I think it's hot enough. So what we'll do is we'll try and exploit a crack in here, and we'll do that under the microscope. I've got my eye sesame tool here, if you can see that under the microscope, and I'm just going to exploit the right side here. I'm just going to try and get a thin edge in, dig in a little bit, and just try and get underneath this plastic. Just a matter of getting that tool underneath. You might chip away a little bit of paint. And now we just get our little plastic spudger, put it under the pried edge and just run our little tool around. All the way around. You may have to reheat the job. And there's our top cover off. If we have a closer look, we can see my enthusiasm to remove the top. We had this little bit of foil here, and that was originally attached to here. And it looks like it's pretty hard to remove the top without breaking this foil. And this is another example of some bastard engineering. Some engineer has decided to put some foil here and stick it directly to the top to make it impossible to remove the top without damaging this actual antenna here. So what we're going to do is we're going to fix this after we replace the battery. So what we'll do is we'll disconnect our battery under the microscope. We have our little battery connector here, and on first look you probably think, oh yeah, I might give it a good old pull and try and rip it out. This is another trap for young players. This is what we call a pop-up connector. And what you have to do is put the old spudger underneath, give it a quick twist, and it should just pop up and come straight out. I'm just going to reheat the top again, get it nice and toasty so I can separate the battery underneath, because it's held on with that adhesive. So that's nearly done. We'll flip it over and we'll remove the battery. Get my spudger underneath and just gently pry up. Done. I'm also going to remove our little antenna with the old sesame tool, slide it underneath, and we'll just extract it out. And there is our old antenna, which we'll reattach later. Right, we have our old battery here. It's 3.8 volts at 350 milliamp hour, rechargeable lithium polymer battery. And you can see at the top it says Rode here. Rode didn't make these batteries. They're put out to some sort of factory in China to make these batteries to a specification. And this is going to be its replacement. It's an eco cell. I got this off eBay for about $10. 3.7 volts, so it's not 3.8, but look, it's close enough, and this 3.8 is just all marketing guff. So 3.7, slightly lower capacity at 250 milliamp hours, but you know, if you've got a dead microphone and you're just about to spend $300 or $400 to replace the whole lot, I think you can live with your charging capacity being down by about, you know, that 20 or 30%. So not a huge loss in charging capacity. It's around the same size. Both these batteries have 3 leads, so plus and minus, plus the third lead being NTC, or negative temperature coefficient monitoring, and that's just to make sure that as the battery is being charged, it doesn't heat up too much, and if it heats up too much, that charging is slowed down to protect the battery itself. We checked this previously earlier today, and it came up at 0 volts, so this battery is completely cactus. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to chop the lead off here, and I'm going to attach it onto here, and we'll solder that all up very neatly, and we'll plug it in, and we'll see what happens. I disconnect the original plug from the old battery using offset cutting to avoid shorts. I prepare the new battery using offset cuts to avoid shorts again. I solder the negative to the original plug. Then the positive. And last, the NTC or temperature wire. We'll quickly check our battery voltage to make sure it's all serviceable. I'll turn on the multimeter. Just put negative down there. Let's bring in our positive probe and try not to short things out. And we can see we've got just over 4 volts or 4.2 volts. So this battery is serviceable. Now to fix up my screw up from earlier, I'm going to repair this little antenna here. I need to take out the plastic, so I'm just heating it all up just to break any seals and bonds. Just going to stick my screwdriver in here under the plastic and on top of the rubber. Give it a bit of a twist. And hopefully this will break the seal. There we go. Gently peel it back. May need a little bit more heat. There we are. I'm going to try and jimmy the whole thing out. Work my way around. And here's the guts. Now I just have to reattach the foil in this area here. Just gently put our antenna back in place. There we go. Just going to grind my way down to the copper. See how this goes. There we are. We have a nice shiny bit. That's all I need. Okay, a dab of flux. There we go, that'll help clean the area. A little bit of solder. Perfect. Drop our little wire in. Just get that to bond. I've folded the wire around to the other side. I'm just going to drop in a little bit of flux. And we're going to solder that down to that little point there. Hopefully not burn my little fingers. Perfect. Cut it off. And we're done. So basically I've done a tack solder here, run the wire around the very edge over to the very top and tacked it onto our little RF antenna here. So now that's reconnected. I now put the guts back into the case. Check all rubber gaskets are seated. Put the plastic retainer back in. Plug the new battery in. Put the battery in the cavity. Then I test the charging and the mic. I apply double-sided tape. Peel the tape. I am applying black silicone to secure the plastic retainer to the case. I heat the top, then remove the old double-sided tape. I black out scratches and chips, then put the top back on. Clamp the case and let it dry for a couple of days. Well, that's it. Both my Rode Wireless Go 2 microphones now work. I have a fully functioning set and it only cost me roughly $10 to fix, and it's one less easily fixed device to landfill. If you're interested in seeing other stuff repaired, check out the rest of our channel. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe. Other than that, we will see you next time in the lab.